if your goal is a truce of some kind, in the sense that there was a fair amount of so-called kinetic activity overnight. And this morning, the Americans, shot at an empty oil tanker heading to Iran, and then U.S. bases, supposedly in Bahrain and Kuwait, came under fire. But in fact, they didn't reach those U.S. bases. They went to the civilian areas nearby, and they killed a person in Kuwait. And in Lebanon, where there was supposedly an agreement that the president had announced, there's been activity both in southern Lebanon, and there have been projectiles coming into Israel today, which they had said they wouldn't do. And Israel has now bombed part of Beirut, which it said it wouldn't do. So I would say we're maybe even worse than on a on a hamster wheel, frankly.
All right. But I mean, technically, the ceasefire is still intact, even though there are these separate attacks. What is the latest on your end, Ethan, about the relationship between Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu? There's a lot of reporting that there was yelling or swearing at from Trump to Netanyahu over Lebanon attacks. What are you hearing?
There's no question that a couple of nights ago, there were two fairly tense conversations. There's no doubt, in fact, that Trump himself has now confirmed on a couple of interviews that he swore at Netanyahu. Now, of course, we know that the president is a rather salty character, and swearing is not unknown to him. So yes, there was definitely, and he said to Netanyahu, don't go ahead with your planned attack on Beirut. And so Netanyahu said, I won't. But now, we see something, it's not quite happening. Anyway, meanwhile, the president did say, look, I respect the guy, I like the guy, we work together well. And, that's very Trumpian. And I do think the relationship is essentially solid, while acknowledging and understanding that the two countries have distinct interests that don't always coincide.
Ethan, you're based in Tel Aviv. I'd love to get your just kind of boots on the ground kind of feel for what the average Israeli is thinking these days. Because here in the U.S., other than paying a lot more for gasoline, this is really a non-issue for most Americans here. What's the feel in Israel?
Well, that's interesting. I would say that the average Israeli is worried that President Trump is not caring enough about ending the nuclear program in Iran, and is worried that he is forcing Netanyahu to step down in Lebanon. The average Israeli, I wouldn't say it's 90%, but maybe 60% of the country would very much like these battles to go on and to end in victory for the U.S.-Israeli side. That is to say, to eliminate the risk posed by Hezbollah, by Hamas, by Iran, by the Houthis to this country. That's what they mostly want, for sure. They understand that this is a much more powerful country in the United States, and the relationship is extremely important. But there's a sense of frustration that the President Trump seems to want to get out of this when it didn't go so well so quickly.
Gotcha. There was a lot of support when the strikes on Iran and the war began, in late February, and Netanyahu, of course, kind of putting himself out there as the person leading that charge. How do things look for him now? Is there still that support for Netanyahu, especially as legislative elections are scheduled to be held later on this year?
That's right. So an election, we don't know the exact date, but sometime between mid-September and late October. We're going to learn soon when that is. And he is still the most popular single politician in the country, but there's a very, very good chance that he will not, he and his party and coalition will not be able to win this election. It's very likely that neither will the opposition. We shall see. I do think he is, as I say, the most treasured single politician, but there is a feeling among a growing number of people, and I don't know how big a group, that he's done what he needed to do for this country. And if there's going to be a future in terms of the region in Israel, maybe it needs to be somebody else running it. But, he's also, don't forget, he's been the tallest tree in this forest for so long that not much has grown under him, and it isn't all that clear who's going to take his place.